Good day from snowy Scotland, everybody. Up in the, I guess, just south of Inverness, just kind of in between Inverness and the Cairngorm Mountains, on a bit of a plateau up here, hence the snow. And I was told last week it was pretty gnarly, so I'm glad I didn't have to drive through that. They don't give you snow tires on rental cars, after all. Have been having some interesting conversations pertaining to hunting and its role, conservation and hunting, and their role on particularly larger estates, including the one I'm on right now, actually, both as a revenue stream and how that can factor into conserving species and work within farming systems. So more hedgerows around means more game birds, for example, but it also doubles as pollinator habitat and so on and so forth. Pretty straightforward stuff. I don't think there's any really hot takes there. I haven't heard any hot takes, but one thing I've definitely gathered, and could be wrong about this, but the public pressure to stop hunting in a whole variety, if not all of its forms, is quite strong here. It's still pheasant season at the moment. I've found myself having to wait to go to a few places, actually, just so I don't end up in the middle of some pheasant drives. So I'm glad I'm wearing the hunter orange hat here. But it is an interesting conversation, particularly, as I say, with these larger estates, but of course not just that. Farmers that have this kind of thing, and they can leverage as a different revenue stream, maybe. I don't know exactly how they might do that. I don't know what the limitations would be. I'm sure it's highly, highly varied, as everything is, but definitely something worth considering. If you had enough acreage, I would definitely be doing it, but of course I'm biased. I like doing that kind of thing in the first place. It is interesting, though, to compare it to some of the roles that conservation programs and wild species, game species programs we have in Ontario. We've had some success in things like wild turkey, some success, wild success almost, since the reintroduction of wild turkeys and things of that nature. Really put a lot more wildlife that people can visibly see and appreciate, and then also those of us that like to hunt can go hunt. I'm sure there's a lot of opportunity there. It's probably more than what we've accomplished so far. And maybe just to add to that, I'd like to reiterate that in an area like Essex County and Chatham, Kent, or in many areas throughout the United Kingdom, Ireland, and so forth, I'll come back to this too, I'm sure, the amount of habitat for whether it's game species or just any species, unique flora and fauna, what have you, you can get a lot of bang for your buck with very little, what seems like very little. Essex County, with 1 or less than 2%, whatever it is, a minuscule amount of tree cover, minuscule amount of fence rows left, and we have wildlife everywhere. You just have to look for it. Now, is it what it should be? No, but we still have a lot. There's a reason why you see deer and coyotes and so many species in the cities, right? These animals can thrive with comparatively little, which makes me think, what if we could just give them that extra 1 or 2%?